If you tried to get away with this, the city would hit you hard.
You would be cited, fined, and you would have endless trouble. But the city agency that runs the zoo and the BioPark has been thumbing its nose at rules everybody else is supposed to obey. And Larry Barker has discovered someone has been badly hurt because of that, and taxpayers have been hit in the wallet.
This is a story about the Albuquerque Zoo, but it's not about lions and tigers and bears.
No. To uncover this zoo scandal, you have to follow a trail of clues. They wind around the BioPark, through the animal exhibits, and lead behind the scenes. You see, this is a story about negligence and mistakes. And it wasn't just one big screw-up. There was a whole slew of them.
These are all violations.
Yes, they are.
And I agree that they were improperly done, and the buck stops with me.
For example, the elephant observation deck completed last year. Impressive structure, but is it safe? Well, nobody can say for sure because the zoo failed to get required safety inspections. Richard Deneen oversees Albuquerque's building inspectors.
Is there a building permit for that structure?
No, there is not.
That's a problem.
Yes, because it requires one.
3 years ago, the city constructed a 4,400 square foot welding shop to build and repair exhibits at the BioPark. Problem? You bet. The BioPark never bothered with a building permit. 6 years ago, the city put up a 3,000 square foot structure to breed the endangered silvery minnow. Now, the BioPark did take out building permits, but it failed to get critically important safety inspections.
The silvery minnow refugium, certificate of occupancy issued?
No, none that we could find.
The most important part of any construction project is a document issued by city inspectors called a Certificate of Occupancy, or CO. This piece of paper certifies that all new construction has passed its inspections and is safe.
You should be able to go in any building anywhere in the U.S. and feel safe, and that's what the building codes do. It provides for safety for the occupants. That's why we say you cannot occupy until you have the building approved.
How about the BioPark's 3,600 square foot saltwater fish complex? Marine life raised here will end up at the BioPark Aquarium, but it's not fish building inspectors are worried about. Even though this structure was completed 3 years ago, no one bothered to get the final safety checks. There wasn't any certificate of occupancy at the Tingley Beach train depot either. The 8,100 square foot construction project included a zoo train stop, a snack bar, and arcade. But what it did not include was an inspector's green tag.
If the BioPark had gotten proper inspections for this building, perhaps somebody would have noticed exposed rebar in the parking lot. A tourist tripped on the hazard and was seriously injured. Taxpayers had to pick up the tab for a $100,000 liability claim. That's why you get safety inspections.
We did not go through at the end and get the last little document with certificate of occupancy. I take the blame. We will do that, and we will take it back and go through that process because it is an important building that's used by literally hundreds of thousands of people.
The BioPark also circumvented the law when new lights were installed in the zoo parking lot.
Can they use those parking lot lights without a final inspection?
No, they should not turn them on. That would be a danger to the public.
Those lights have been installed and have been used. Would you acknowledge that?
Yes, I checked and they have been used. That's correct.
Even though you don't have a final inspection?
That's what I'm told. We don't have a final, and no, they shouldn't have been used, and we won't use them until they get the green tag.
There are other violations at the Japanese Garden and the Heritage Farm. Our investigation found in 9 separate cases the city's BioPark broke the city's safety laws.
How could all 9 structures slip through the cracks?
Well, I think it's partially, Larry, because we don't have a really good system of following all of the activities that go on, the building activities that go on at the zoo.
Because it's the city of Albuquerque, do they get a little bit of leeway as far as you're concerned?
No. They have to meet the code.
Is there a good excuse for not getting a building permit or inspection or a certificate of occupancy for any building?
Excuse, sure. A good excuse, no.
Ray Darnell oversees Albuquerque's BioPark.
We should have followed through on finalizing some of these things and on getting the certificate of occupancies with ourselves as well as with the contractors who also did not follow through with those.
We cannot look the other way. We have to get this done because it is a life safety code.
Ray Darnell promises the discrepancies we found will be corrected. Meanwhile, the BioPark is moving ahead with more improvements. In the future, look for new exhibits for the elephants, crocodiles, and the tigers.
Will you be getting building permits, Ray?
I have given direct instructions to everybody associated with it. You do nothing without a proper permit.
You guys get it?
We get it. We understand, and I apologize to everybody in the world about it, but we get it, and we're going to fix it, and we're going to go back and get the COs on all those buildings that you've presented to me.
Larry Barker, KRQE News 13.